everyone, and welcome to another Minecraft video. You guys seem to really like my last barn tour, so I ended up making another barn on a different server. However, stop. This server is on its last legs. It desperately needs a donator. So, if you guys can donate anything, literally $1, €2, whatever you can, I will leave the link to the donate below. Comment your in-game name and I can get you whitelisted on the server because currently it's not completely open, and you will get loads and loads of perks just from me and from the owner as well. We can probably give you like rankings, different plots and things like that. So, and I can do a video with you guys if you wanted. So this server is seriously in need of a donator. So if you can donate, it would mean the world to all of the staff on here. So please go check the link in the description if you can. If you can't, that's alright, not a big deal. But this server means quite a lot to me, so, and unfortunately I can't donate. So anyway, sorry, I have to address the pink thing on my head. That's actually a glass block used as a hat, and it's basically to signify staff and everything. I'm a moderator on the server, so if you guys do donate and come on, that is how you know it's me. And my in-game name is Abby Horse. My nickname is Abby. Right, enough of that. This is the Blossom Racing Stables. Just a side note, I don't actually support anything to do with the racing industry. It's just more for aesthetics in Minecraft and things. And I have replicated some of the horses in real life. Sorry, I just stuttered a bit. That was weird. And I'm just going to walk you through. This place is massive. So I might do this in 2 parts. I'm not 100% sure. So let's get on with the rest of the video. And this is the overview of the entire stables, the arenas and everything. It is huge. Like it almost doesn't fit in my screen, and I have all the chunk rendering up all the way. So it is pretty big. Obviously, I didn't do this all manually. I had the help of World Edit because I'm staff, so I'm allowed to use it. And another perk you get when you donate, you get to use World Edit. So, shameless self-promotion. Okay, so we're basically going to start at we're going to start at where we warp in. And I'm going to show you a bit about the barn. I'm going to have to be brisk because I have a driving lesson at 1:30 and it is currently 1 o'clock. So, to get on. So I'm going to keep chat open so that you get the full experience. Basically, when you do /warp Abby, it'll bring you right here, and you'll get this little broadcast come up because you're actually standing on a command block. So as you can see, here's this hologram saying, "Welcome to Blossom Racing Stables." And the first thing you get to see is actually the car park. So over there, as you can see, I copied the trailer that I did from my previous build on HorseCraft because it is so pretty. Like, oh my gosh, I loved it so much. These are actually redesigned other ones where they had the single block down the middle, and as you can see, it's like, see, in Minecraft there's not a huge amount of things I have to work with, so I use gates as kind of the dividers, so you can fit 2 horses in each. Oh, excuse me. And I'm just going to really briefly show you this because I pushed the wall back so there's an extra slot for a horse, and the tack room's a bit smaller, so not huge changes. But this one, this is basically the mega version of this. So when we go in, I can't remember how many slots it has, but it's a lot. So there is actually a tack room as well, as you can see through there. And these are all functioning. These are actually longer than the ones in there, so the dividers give them more room, and there's still room to walk here. So these are really nice. I'm happy about this. Too bad they don't actually work, because that would be awesome if they did. Right, then we have the paddocks over here. Let me just fly over there. Here's the mare paddock. As you can see, they're pretty spacious, like they're huge. And as staff, I don't have to pay for the building, so obviously it's going to be much bigger, but I still only get 1 plot, so I have to use it wisely. Yes, so this is the mare paddock. I'm thinking of perhaps buying as a zombie, a donkey from the rescue and putting her in there, perhaps. A zombie. What was I thinking? Yes, so here there's actually two entrances. So as you come down here, you can either go in there or you can come in here. Here are the runs. As you can see, my horses are there. They're attached to the stables. Then we come to the stallion paddock. I always thought that it didn't really matter which ones the geldings went in. So I suppose they're supposed to go in the stallion, but at the same time, like, it wouldn't be the end of the world if they went in the mare. So this one also has two entrances, and they basically have the food, which is the grass and the water over there, and some trees for shade. Obviously, it's not the best looking pasture ever. I might add some things, maybe a shed or something, to just make it a bit more, full of things. And here we have our technique racetrack. So I think I'm going to go down here because it's a second path here. So here we have our technique track. This one's really interesting, which I'll show you in just a second. And we have our lunge arena. So obviously you can tie the horse here. And when you go around, this will be like almost it's meant to simulate lunging because we don't actually have the plug-in for the lunging yet, which will be soon to come if the server even stays up. But you know what? If it doesn't stay up, it's not the worst thing in the world. I still have footage of the place that I built, so that's fine. Then we have the warm-up arena. So this one is much larger than the lunge arena because I feel like the jockeys need more space, and if the horses cut across, and as you can see there's a gate there leading to there, which I will get to in 1 second. This is the exit to the technique track. This is where when they finish doing their laps they can walk down and come out. Here is the path where only people can go, and you can manually open. Let me see if I can show you. I think you can. Oh, I can't really show you, but yeah, when you pull this lever here, they're meant to open and close, but it's because I've got this one activated that it's not going to work. But if you've got that one deactivated and use that one works. But if you have this one activated, you can't use this one. So this one is the gate opener for jockeys, so that you don't have to have a person waiting there in the kind of stand. You can just come in. If you're doing it in pairs, one can go in when the other says ready. You click this lever and then you get into perhaps gate 1 or 2, it doesn't really matter, and you've got quite a bit of time until the gate opens. I think it's 10 seconds or 11, I'm not 100% sure, but when the doors open you're off. It kind of simulates what it would be on a much larger track with more opening gates, but it's good to kind of get the technique out. And that's not the arena we use for, sorry, the racetrack that we use for stamina. We've got this one over here. So as you can see, this is the stamina and speed track. It looks a bit ridiculous, okay? I didn't want it going all the way around and kind of taking up huge amounts of space. So I tried to make it kind of compact, and it turned out a bit stupid looking and not really realistic, but you know what? It works, So here is where I'd say if the horse was being a bit more energetic and you need to kind of run him out a bit, kind of just get some of that energy out before he goes down and kind of like goes out of control. If you've got perhaps young horses, this would be good. So when you start down here, you just go all the way down. And the reason I picked putting carpet over the fences is not only because it looks like a racetrack, but also if you were to be bucked off, you could actually just hop on over. So it's like sort of like the real thing. Like you wouldn't just have to be stuck and kind of put a block here and then jump over. You could actually just hop on over if there was any problem of any sort. So down here we kind of got the cool down arena so that they don't just stop moving and then their muscles seize up and things like that. So kind of just walk around here till they cool down a bit, and we're going to track back because this one went around that way. And here we have the main stables. This took me quite a while because I was still learning how to use World Edit, and some of the outcomes were a bit horrendous, but hey, in the end it worked out. So we're going to start over here and we're going to read this hologram. BRS, which is Blossom Racing Stables, is registered and has purchased the rights to each of the original horses, because I do have real life horses such as Black Caviar, Secretariat, Seabiscuit, great horses like that. So I had to purchase the rights to these horses because they are originals. So let's start. Here is, oh goodness, I left this open. Black Caviar, she's a mare, she's a real horse. Obviously, they tend to like the runs a bit more than the stables, so I can't really show you what they look like, but you might have seen them from over there. And here we have Winning Colours, another real racehorse, but she was not quite as famous as, say, like Ruffian and Secretariat. So I put her in class 2. I'm sorry if you disagree with the class system, like the way I put them in like class 2. I basically put their stats for different classes so that it would make it more fair than having them all like stupidly high stats. And here we have Splash Vanilla. This horse is a real horse, I believe. Yes, I believe I searched Palomino horses. So I decided to put her in because I wanted a bit of color variation. They all seem to be like chestnuts and bays. So I put her in. She's class 3 because I feel like she's not as well known. Then we have Ruffian. This is probably one of my favorite horses. Excuse me. I watched the movie and it made me cry so much. So I thought I'll put her in because I love her so much. And I said I wasn't going to go show you them, but I love her so much I'm going to show you. And she's so pretty. And we do have like genders and stats and things like that. We haven't got breeds yet, but you can just say which breed they are. And then eventually the plug-in will come in. Here's Lady Secret. I actually have her on HorseCraft, but I decided to put her here as well because she is a real horse and she's class 2. We have Silver Charm. I believe this is a real horse and I really like the name, so I put her in as well. And then we have some open stalls, I guess, in case I buy other thoroughbreds. Here's the recovery stall. It looks tiny because you look from here and it doesn't have the width of these stables, but when you actually go in, it's ginormous, as you can see, because I ended up, as if you can see here, it kind of cuts off here and there. So I ended up with a bigger area here that I had to fill in. So I decided to put a recovery stall in. And here's a mat. And the run is slightly wider than the rest of them. Oh yeah, and these are meant to be salt licks. I don't know whether they actually look like them. But hey. Hey. I'm so sorry, I just made that joke. Okay, moving on. Then we have Man O' War, which is a very famous thoroughbred. He's class 1. Farlap, very respected. Seabiscuit, and Secretariat, which are all really famous horses. I just noticed all of my stallions are class 1s, so we need some class 2 horses. And over here, we've got our tack and feed room. I haven't actually filled anything in yet. There's just like loads of chests. I've kind of decided where things are going to go, like medical supplies, feed boxes, name tags. I think this was full of like the different names. And then we have some spare chests. This is meant to be the like mucking out bucket trailer. What's the word? Wheelbarrow. There we go. The wheelbarrow. Then we've got the different more chests if you need. And this is meant to be kind of like a notice board. So it's meant to have like pictures. And when I employ people, if the server stays up, I'd like to put like the employ people as jockeys and stable hands and things like that. So that's really nice. Oh goodness, I almost forgot. So because this one was originally another recovery stall, but I didn't have anywhere to put the tack room, so I put it in here. And I had a spare run at the back, so I decided to put, you know, those places in the barn where it's like you put everything that isn't being used and it's a bit overgrown. I don't know whether a lot of barns have that, but I know the barns that I've seen usually have a couple of them. So it's like spare salt licks, like different anvils and chests and stuff. Just in case if I was in survival, I could just come back here and kind of pick stuff up if I needed it. And it's quite cute looking as well. So let's move on from that. Over here we have a very interesting side. This is meant to be the gelding side, and I'll have like class 3 to 5 maybe, so they're low class horses. and we can have like training jockeys on them. But we've only got one horse in here, and it's Peregrine, which isn't a real racehorse, I don't think. Let's go visit him. He's the only bald face horse that I have, and he's pretty. I'm not gonna lie, but he's a lot slower than the other ones. I think he's about speed uh, 4 or something. Can't remember. Right, so that would be the actual stables. Oh yes, and here we've got our hayloft, which I think was so cute because originally it didn't have the kind of hayloft thing here, and it looked really flat. So I decided to build this, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. It's actually really cozy when it's raining in here, so that's really nice to come in and kind of curl up. I don't know, I just really like it. It's really cozy. So we can move to the middle. The only problem is I really like the tree centerpiece, and I wanted to have a water fountain, but I feel like they clash because they're in exactly the same like block line here, and I don't know. It just looks like I have two centerpieces, which looks really weird. Like this, I feel like fits more, but this looks gorgeous, and I don't. I like my fountains. Okay, so I'm not sure whether I keep both of them, but we'll just keep them for now at least. Then we've got our wash stalls. Yeah, these are basically the same as in the other barn because I'm really inventive and I did not change the design at all. These are the tack up stations. Same as before, I guess. These are just dark wood ones. I felt like they kind of contrasted with the main stable, which was nice. Nothing in them yet. So, and then here, I guess you can, if you were putting like tying a horse and you going into the tack room to get something, just kind of like a central area where you could just put your horse for a second. They have water and a bit of food, so that's really nice. Then when we come over here, we have kind of the exercise station. I was going to put more down there, but I completely forgot what to put. Oh, and over there I was going to put like private pastures and a breeding barn. So that is to be made if the server says, oh, excuse me, server stays up. Say that 10 times fast. Here we've got the horse walkers. They don't actually work, but that's fine. They look really cute. These are just the 4 horse ones, so you can put 4 horses in them. Then I've got 3 of those, and over here we have like the mega horse walker, which can fit 8, I believe. Yeah, 8. This one has the same design as these, but it's just a lot bigger. So that's really nice. And then, oh, I can't believe we've done it. Okay, we've gotten to our final structure in 14 minutes. Really? Okay. It's probably going to be a bit shorter for you guys, or longer even, because I did the intro in a separate video. So, right. So here is our aqua therapy pool. We've got the aqua treadmills, did I really just say that? Treadmills. Then we've got ice baths. I put in like heat baths. I don't know whether that's a thing. No! Oh my god. I was so close to finishing. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to come back later then. Unless they're just doing a restart, which means I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so it seemed like just a quick server restart to maybe add another plugin. I'm not quite sure because I wasn't watching chat. Maybe you guys were and saw the reason, but it was really short, so no big deal. So I'm just going to recap. We've got our aquatherapy pool. It is a lot bigger than my other one because I guess I had more space to put it. Obviously, there's still like barriers here so you can't walk off. And we've got our little bridge to go to the center to walk around. That's quite nice. And we can we can tie horses up here to perhaps dry, maybe? Just kind of chill here. Obviously, the entire floor is matte, so there's no chance of them, like, getting damaged hooves or, if it was an injured horse coming in to do some aquatherapy, they wouldn't be hurt further because it would be from sand to matte, so it wouldn't be that bad. Then we come here and we've got ice baths. Ooh, speaking of which, there's just a little like tack room. I don't know what this is. It's just a corner that I had free, so I guess I can put like supplies in there. Anyway, we've got the ice baths. A little, I guess, tie-up stall. I wasn't sure what to do with this. Heat bath. Are they a thing? I know baths are a thing, but like I don't know whether this is any good for the horses, but I put them in anyway. I didn't actually know what these were at first. I went on another horse server, and I believe the word was solarium. Am I saying that right? Correctly? Solarium. And I had to Google it. And when I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have these. So this is meant to be like the kind of radiation that comes off. And it's meant to like treat the muscles and things like that. I'm so sorry if I'm completely wrong. Blame Google. So yeah, I found out about solariums. I'm not quite sure what to call them. Yes, but it's just where you can tie the horse up and they can get their back muscles and legs treated by the kind of lights here. Obviously, there isn't much to this. It was just kind of a little stall almost, and they hang from the ceiling. Yes, and you probably noticed that this is open-aired. I'm not sure whether I want to keep it like that because I can imagine in the winter it would get a bit drafty in here. So I might put glass in, I don't know, and put some pillars down here because I left that completely open. I don't know whether that would actually be a good idea. So we might change that later. And you might be wondering, Abby, what are these? How do you do them? I got the texture pack, but I can't do them. So you basically, these are just rails, but as you place them down, just one sec. As you place them down, it's just a normal rail, right? But then you create a corner, the kind of curved one. You get horseshoe prints, which are really, really cute. Right, and then we have the aqua treadmills. Oh, I was looking for the button. I thought, no, it's not a button. Sorry, this is a whole point that I was meant to explain to you what they do. Right, so when you flick them down, the light comes on and the water activates. This is a bit strange, I know. So you're going to flick it up and it's going to turn off, but the water's not going to go. You have to flick it down again to activate the pump to take out the water and flick it off to indicate that it's not in use. A little bit complicated. Maybe I overcomplicated it a bit. But that's alrighty. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything covered. Obviously this is huge, but it doesn't have quite as much detail as my other barn does yet. So if the server stays up, I will continue to work on it. If it doesn't, it was nice kind of experimenting and building with it. So I will give you the IP straight from the server that I have. So this is directly in edit. And you can see the server there. It is horsecraft.serve.new. New, whatever, same thing. And that is how you get in. You obviously can't join yet unless you're whitelisted, but I can get you whitelisted if you donate. So please, please consider donating. It would mean the world to literally everyone in the server, including me. So if you could, that would be great. And that is all I have for you guys today. Since you really liked the last one, I decided to do a second one. And I don't think I'm going to continue doing these barn tours because I can only make so many barns. However, if you guys would like to see me do some Minecraft horsing, I know a server called HorseCraft, and that is a survival horse server, so that might be interesting because it has a lot more depth in it rather than just kind of roleplay aspects, so it's a bit more challenging. So if you would like to see that, do tell me, because I would like to do something that you guys really want to see. And obviously I have a big thing coming in October. It can only come out in October because it is October themed. If you know what I mean. It's going to be entered into a competition, and I am so proud of it. Like, for my first proper edit of this sort, I am so proud. I don't know whether this will be one of the last videos before that one, because obviously I've got school now, so I'm a bit busy. But hey, I'll make time. So that is all I have for you today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye! A ginormous thank you to Eleanor Shyside. You are just so sweet, and all of these comments just bring warmth to my heart. Thank you so much.